that would give us a predominantly African American District 2, and still leave 3, 4, and 5 as 70% or above African Americans. We visited with your office and asked on many occasions that the council would have the intermediation that would give us a predominantly African American District 2, and still leave 3, 4, and 5 as 70% or above African Americans. We visited with your office and asked on many occasions that the council would have at least one option showing that there was what would happen if we had a district, an African American district. When we first came to your office a month ago, we were told it's no problem, we can have it done for you in a week. And so we came back, we were able to pick up the new map that was going to show at least one of these maps that would show it as a predominantly African American District 2. But we were told that you could not do it because you had to deal with people who told you who hired you. And you dropped the name of Ms. Dawson. I didn't drop it. You dropped it. Saying that so the NACP couldn't get his map. So we came back last week looking for a one that would be up here on the board showing a predominantly African American District 2. It was not prepared. We went today to try to pick up one that would show a predominantly black District 2. It was not prepared. The question we get is that usually North Delta operates from whoever gives it the instruction. If the city council would instruct them to show another option showing a predominantly black District 2, this man could do it too, even though our people are moving north. So my question gets to you, is it possible to create from your last map that you put together, to create another district option that would show an African American district with at least 50 to 51% in District 2?
Mr. Dove, would you please clarify that we have not had this conversation at all that he just mentioned?
Right. I don't recall exactly what me and Mr. Wright spoke of, and I don't recall mentioning Ms. Dawson's name. I don't recall. I apologize. First, I think District 5, Plan 5, 5A, 6, and 7 gives a majority black district. It's at 45.17 white, and it's 45.5% black. Now, I understand that's a small number, but at the same time, when I have to balance districts 3, 4, and 5, I have to go through District 3, and then I have to take 3 and 2, pull the contiguous areas out into District 3 from District 2. I feel like that's a majority district, but you also have to understand there's 6 to 10% other population, because when you add up the 45.1 to 45.5, it's right at 90%. 95%, so 9% other. So you have some other population. There's not enough population to justify a district for Asians or Hispanics or anything like that in the other. So I feel like these plans are good enough. Is it enough? I'm following the compliance issue, the compliance task that I have been presented with the city council, and I feel like these plans do that. And I think when Mr. Wright first came to me, I said, I'll be happy to take a look at it. And I know that with the other districts, the way they are, and working with the city council members, that I can't do it and keep the district in mediation. Now, I think it would probably call for some additional work with the city councilman, if that's the choice that y'all have, is to go that direction. And I would also say that, when I first pointed out in 2020, 30% white is the current racial breakdown for the whites, and 63.5% black. And 1 out of 5 is 20%. And 30% is a little bit higher than 20%. And 4 out of 5 is 80% representation. And I think I'm pretty balanced about as good as I can under the variables that was given to me.
Is it possible, in the last things you put together, to create an option with a majority, at least 50% or 51% African American representation in District 2? Is it possible?
And start there.
Is it possible?
And not consider all the other variables and other city council members.
You have to just take all of it out. Is it possible to draw an option? Is it possible?
I don't know.
David told me it was possible, so now you
No,
don't know.
I don't think I did because I haven't done that.
He don't recall.
I asked you,
I'm sure you probably could start off with any district and probably put it at any percentage point you want to start.
So District 2 has 252 deviation, which means it's basically in deviation right now. It's in balance. So it means that you could, for example, in District 2, take 252
And still be a deviation.
and still be in deviation, and it would be a predominantly African American.
But Mr. Mitchell, what you are saying then is that you would need the council's authorization to do such a map for demonstration purposes.
I would say that would be a good starting point, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What was the starting point given to you by the city council? What was the variables that you started off with?
Is to bring the districts into compliance with all of the rules, the 1965 Voting Rights Act, 1 man, 1 vote, 1 person, 1 vote, and make sure that the districts go back into compliance.
That was the only variables.
Economic protection, that's perfectly legal.
Go ahead, I got
Yes,
another
ma'am.
question.
These plans here, have you had conversation with each district council person in reference to what you were providing with us on tonight?
Yes, ma'am.
And from that, what was stated or what was said in reference to this?
Well, I think that's what plans 5, 5A, 6, and 7 are a result of.
So you were saying that when you presented this information to each council person, these here, because if I'm looking correctly, Council Dawson district is taking a lot from district, which is Council Woods district. Am I correct?
Which one are you looking at, 25 or 6? 6 or 7?
7.
Yeah, right.
And they were, no, let me say on this, but I know she's going. This plan was only made because District 4, one of the conversations was made that District 4 didn't want to go over Louisville. So in order for District 4 not to go over Louisville, he had to come down into District 5. District 5 had to then go up into District 3. And so the plan on the opposite side has District 5 taking some of Booker T in the mall area. Ms. Woods was like, well, no, we don't want to take any of Booker T. What's another option? If I didn't take some of Booker T, it went out towards the airport area, which neither one of us were, because I would be losing Brian's division, which of course I don't want to lose Brian's division. This was just a different option, so he could show the numbers that needed to be in deviation.
And I guess in totality for me, because when I look at this, I don't think that it should be the way that it is. But that's why were the council persons okay with this?
They reviewed all of them, and I think they're okay with 5A. And some are okay with 6, some are okay with 7, not all.
I think what she's asking, and it's also probably council's also probably before, is there any plan that all three councilmen, 3, 4, and 5 are agreed with?
That's the plan.
And let me.
I'm sorry, but I think that's what he's talking about.
So, and that's why I was asking, because I was trying to see where the council stood in reference to these plans. And so if the council has some little issues in reference to this, then we need to hear what those are. Because I certainly have some on my notes myself personally. However, I want to hear what their issues are, whether they wanting to give up, whether they not wanting to give up, and the reason for it.
I think the cultural plan that all of us have agreed on, was 5A. Like I said, we haven't voted or agreed upon 100% any of the options, but most of us have, out of the ones that are presented, 5A because that's it. 5A is the choice that I think we need the best option.
And if I could add this, this is part of what I have been working on, looking at completely different issues. I've been working with Ray and working with districts 3, 4, 5.
Now, last night when I asked you that very question, you said no council member had looked at these maps or agreed on these maps.
No council member, again, I apologize, no council member has approved any.
Well, if you're voting on it on the 13th, and she just sounded like she said that this is what they agreed on, that they can agree on. But last night, the statement was asked, and you said nobody has seen these. And I asked you then, was this the first time they seen these maps?
I know you know me.
Yes, sir.
And you know I have worked on maps
Yes, sir.
with Monroe City School Board.
Yes, sir.
And when I'm looking at these and I'm telling you all, this is not going to fly with the community. And when you look at District 1 and 2, now I'm missing a map because I'm looking at 5A, 7, and 6. Person that has been dealing with maps and to redistrict, you can pull something over them, or they won't even know what can happen until 3 or 4 years down the road. Looking at District 1 and 2, it seems as if you're not moving the numbers at all, the percentage. The percentage got to move according to the population. You can't allow the percentage to remain the same. If more African Americans is in District 2, then you got to move those numbers. So while I'm looking at these 3 maps here, while the numbers are still the same, while the percentage is not moving.
Well, let's see. 4 and 5, have to go into 3, 3 has to go into 2, or 1 has to go into 4 has to go into 1 to balance 4 and 5 and 3. And that's getting into that total population that I was referring to, even out of deviation. District 3 is 519 people short, like Mr. Wright's referring to 252 people, and District 4 is 1,654 people short. District 5 is 873 people short. So I'll be happy to look at it and see where I can go other than going through